If sport has ever got you through a bad week, made you feel part of something, or started a friendship, then this podcast is for you. Welcome to Across the Codes. I'm Karabelo.
And I'm Bali. This is a space for sports lovers who care about more than just the scorelines. We're here for the passion, the friendships, the comfort, and the moment that sports brings into our lives. No matter the code, no matter the team, if you love sport, you're home. I'm so excited that we are finally having our first episode.
Yay!
But I first want to get a sense of how you're feeling. But let's do it in sports terms. So, how are you feeling? But explain it in sports terms.
How am I feeling? I feel like I'm on a clay court. I've just played against Tech and she beat me 6-0 on a set. That's how I'm feeling.
Yo, what's going
I'm
on?
finished. I'm
6-0.
I'm so tired.
No, I get that. That makes
And
sense.
the year has just started, but yeah, I feel like Iga just bageled me. Tennis people call it bageling when you beat someone 6-0. So I feel like
So you
Iga
just got
just,
bageled.
unfortunately. How are you feeling? How are you? I know you're excited, but how are you feeling?
I think first, before I answer how I'm feeling, I feel like you're tired because you've been watching all the Australian Open games. Like, oh my gosh. But
I'm
anyway,
finished.
I need to tell the people you're not sleeping enough because you are watching all the games. Like, please, what is this behavior?
Okay, it's not all the games, and it's not my fault that they're putting exciting games after the other. I can't ignore some of them. I'm trying. You know, today they finished at 3 p.m. and they started in the AMs. Got to.
Uh,
And we finished at 2 p.m.
I haven't sat to watch an Australian Open game. Like, I'm embarrassed, but literally, I don't know what's going on. The only time I know what's going on is through you or on my social media.
Give it a chance. Give it a chance. You'll enjoy it. But maybe watch the ones that are playing. Because tomorrow is Saturday. You can watch ones that are playing about 8, 9,
Yeah.
11. Mm.
Okay, how I'm feeling. So I feel like right now in my life, I'm in a World Cup group as Bafana Bafana with France and Spain, and Argentina, if that's possible. That's how I feel that's how I feel. I'm Bafana Bafana in a group of death. There's a lot going on in my life, guys, and this is the World Cup. Like somehow, not that I'm putting pressure on myself, but I feel like this year I've set out to do quite a lot of things and I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm not even on the plane to America, but I feel like I'm on a group of death and I'm Bafana Bafana. Like, imagine we're not in the group we're in right now and we're in a group of death.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel.
So, who's your opening match against?
No, my opening match is someone I've played against recently, so it's like the first big thing I have to do this year is something that I have been doing. It's just that
Mm-hmm.
it's a new format of the thing, you know. So I think maybe it's France because we played France in that friendly. Was it last year?
Wait, which friendly friends?
There was a friendly with France, guys, where we got beat like I don't know 5 or something,
5.
4 or 5. Let me check. Let me just
5.
check quickly.
It was 5. It was that where that famous meme Nyeko movie comes from. I'll never
Yes,
forget that
yes.
meme.
Imagine.
It was 5, but at least now we have this podcast, so it
Yes.
will help us feel better. Because
Mm.
you and I, we just love yapping about sports. Any chance we get, yep, yep, yep. So at least we have this platform now. We will talk about this, and I'm so glad that our friendship gave birth to this. Because if it wasn't for our friendship, we probably wouldn't be here. You know.
Yeah. Yes. It's so funny because the way we met, I can't even okay, I haven't told the story to all of my family members because my mom has this thing where she gets very skeptical about when I tell her that I met someone on social media. But ours was so it was such a genuine connection. I just felt like I found a sister from another mother, but we are the same. Like she feels like my soul sister, my twin sister in sports. We love the same clubs, Orlando Pirates. We share the love of Orlando Pirates. So that was that. And then we also love like many other sports. We're not just myopic in terms of the sports we love. So I was like, this girl, there's something about her. And we love God. So that was like, this is what I've been praying for. I'm so happy.
I remember even like when we started interacting on Twitter, because I used to stalk you. I was like, who's this girl? She seems so interesting. I want to get to know her. And then we finally got to know each other. I'm like, yes, I made it in her life.
You're so
So we
funny,
started
please.
posting.
I made it in your life.
No. And I was started speaking. I'm like, actually, we click on so many things. We have so many things in common, and we like the same things. I'm like, guys, there's a reason why I liked her so much. Look now. And even this podcasting thing, you are still the person who got me back into it. So it was meant to be. All along, it was
Yes.
meant to be.
Because I remember when you started your sports podcast, your football one. I think it's friend, what was it again? 442?
Yes, 442.
442. I used to love that podcast. Like, I still love it. I literally like I was like, I'm so happy, a woman who's speaking about football, especially because you're speaking about like not all leagues, but most leagues, and also speaking about the PSL. I feel like the PSL isn't, unless you're like locked in and tuned in, it's not where it should be in terms of like the country celebrating the league we have, and just the local element and the local touch of calling it 442, because we know like that's a very loved formation here. And just the way you carried that podcast, I was like, this girl has to do more. She has to do better. She has to do bigger. Like the world of sports needs to hear her voice. And I was very adamant on being the one to chaperone you here.
And you brought me here because, Vele, I'm notorious for starting things and leaving. Because I remember in I think it was 2020 or 2021, I started a I started a YouTube channel. I had a video, one intro video. I posted. I think from that video, I got like 600 views, and I was like on 200 subscribers. That was it. It was one video done. I never went back. And people would text me. I know people would text me and ask me, when are you gonna post on YouTube? I'd always be like, oh, I'll be back. I'll be back. Did I ever go back? No, I didn't go back. Then I moved on to TikTok. I moved on to TikTok. I started doing the stadium vlogs. I think that was one that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed that so much until I couldn't enjoy it anymore. I stopped. Then I tried podcasting. Few episodes, then I left and I was like, hey, I'm leaving. And then people are like, when are you gonna post? When are you gonna come back? I was like, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Then when I told people that we actually wanna start something, I got threats. But you better make sure that this one you don't leave. You must do it forever and ever. Because but no, this time I don't Gahan. No,
No,
not this
guys,
time.
she's back. She's back for real. I promise. You can put it on me. I'm accountable for keeping her here, okay? She's back and we'll have her forever. I really like enjoyed your TikTok series as well, like the stadium vlogs, when that was so fun to watch. I got to be a part of maybe two of them. So yeah, we also have very different taste in terms of the stadium. Like, you love being in the action. I don't think we've spoken about this. I don't think I've told you. But you love being in the action. Like, you don't mind standing up in that, like, first, what is it called? That first layer of the stadium. First
Yes, cause
tier.
center line, center line.
You love being with the people. And I love the people, but I love to watch the people. Like, that's one thing. But like, I honestly really enjoy every time I go to the stadium with you, I have a ball. So people need to invite us to the stadium so that we can bring back the vlogs. Like, please invite us. Orlando Pirates, invite us.
They won't. They won't invite us. The thing is, the problem. This is the problem. If we get an invite directly from the people, they want to ask us to go to VIP. If you ask me to go to, you are boxing me. I cannot. Like I cannot. First of all, those places have the dress code. Please, you cannot tell me what to wear. No. Don't tell me, don't wear. Because some of them, they'll tell you, don't wear sneakers. I'm like, hey, bro, what am I supposed to wear to a football game? The heel. No, I'm not going to do that. And then they eat. Friend, they eat. Like, guys, how do you eat in the middle of a football game? I cannot. I cannot stomach anything. Like, even because I know sometimes when I go during halftime, they'll be like, what should I get you? I'd be like, water, because, or something to drink, because I won't be able to put anything down. When I stress, anxiety, what? Or stress. When you're watching the game, just focus. That is your no. But yeah, I really want to experience the stadium vibe again. It's literally the best. Love it.
I can't wait. I know that well, I'm praying for opportunities for us, since we're Jesus girlies. I think it's also right to be like, we're praying for all of these opportunities that could come with this. We don't know what they are truly, but I have a good feeling. But also, we're not doing it for that. We're doing it obviously for the love of sports because we really love it, and also like the community and the friendship that we get from sports. Football is a big part of it. I know because we both really love football. Like this is the home of football. I know super sports say this is the home of football, but hey, we're right there. We're cousins with them. Um, there was a game, friend. Like there was this one December, I was very depressed. Like I always get proper upset about life in December. I don't know what it is, but I just have something. It feels like a hangover from the year. I don't know, something like that. And all the time when I'm feeling like that, something comes that's a sport really to pick me up. And the day before that final between France and Argentina, is that the last World Cup?
Yes, 18 December.
Yes. Yes, that day. I literally like I was feeling so down that whole week. I don't know why. Maybe because I was like 21, maybe there's something about it. And I felt so good from it. And I feel like that's why we love sports. That's why we do this. It's because it really does bring us up. Like it keeps us uplifted during the week. We have things to look forward to. We have things to talk about. So that's really what we're doing for. Opportunities, yes, but also just the love of sports.
Mhm. Definitely the love. Because, like I said, one thing about us, we yap about it. And as much as there's the good times, there's also the bad. We've been hurt by this thing we call sports, eh? We've been hurt by it. Yeah. So many times. Like, I can even say now, I know what we're going to talk about. It's a baba because it's fresh and we haven't healed. But I also just genuinely love the connection that we have. And I agree, yes, we want opportunities because it will be something like you're combining your passion, doing something you love, and also putting it out there for other people to see it as well. But also still just enjoying it. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. And like like I said, this is gonna be our new home. We are across the coast for a reason. We love various kinds of sports. I'll speak for myself. One that Bali has already mentioned, we both love football. Football is our thing. Football is our sport. Colors, colors. We'll talk about football anytime. And then myself, I'm also very interested in tennis. I got interested in tennis last year. Now I'm in Bangsweer, Ukline Zinka. I'm inside tennis. I also watch a lot of netball. So if you do hear that on the podcast, know that it's coming from this co-host. I don't know about you, friends. Do you want to tell them?
Yes, so with me, I think football is the love of my life, but also I'm one of those people. I really love women's football. It's not another sports, but it's a subsect. I don't know. I don't know if I should call it that, but I feel like it's a subgenre of football. And if people get to understand, like, okay, let's not get into the politics of what there will be time for that. But I really love women's football. And also I started watching women's basketball, so the WNBA. It's a United States league, the NBA, but for women. I started watching that in 2023. So that's also my thing. Yeah, but basically both of the. I don't know what I'm forgetting. I feel cricket. I love cricket. I am a cricket babe. So whenever you hear anything regarding cricket, we have a T20 World Cup coming up this year. And also, obviously, there's a T20 league that we have. I think it's the third year of the Betway SA20, or the second year, but it was a T20 competition before we got a new sponsor. So I'm very excited to talk about both cricket and basketball, women's basketball in specific. So if you hear anything regarding that, that's coming from me. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're ready to get this started. I feel like people
Let's
know us
go.
now. They know what we're about. So we're ready to get into what we want to talk about today.
Yeah. It's a sore one. Very painful. But we want to address the AFCON. We've been posting a lot of content. So if you haven't checked, you're not on TikTok, not on Instagram, please do follow Across the Codes. We're on Instagram and TikTok for now. If you want to, get into other, if there's an opportunity for us to get into like your YouTubes, and that will always let you know. But we've been posting about the AFCON and we have a lot to say. Like we have been waiting with bated breath since Bafana Bafana got knocked out. And this is a week after the final. Also, that's been dramatic. So there's really a lot to say, friend. Let's start with what were your expectations or our expectations before everything started, before the AFCON?
Okay, so before AFCON started, I was on a high. Like nobody was gonna drag me down. I had the highest of hopes for Bafana Bafana in particular because I looked at the group that we're in, like, oh, it's very easy to finish top two in this group, so I'm already seeing us going further. And because of how the last AFCON went, like where we ended up, we had a brilliant run. We were bronze medalists. We played really well there, and we could have easily been in the final. If you ask me, we could have easily been in the final, and even beaten Baraki Mang, Ivory Coast. So I had very, very high hopes. I saw us lifting the trophy. I don't want to lie. Hey, me, I saw us lifting that. I was like, this year, this is finally our year to lift the AFCON. So I did expect us to go very far. I did expect Morocco to be a problem. I think the countries that I expected to be a problem were Morocco, Nigeria, and Senegal. I did worry about them, but not too much. I feel like the one that probably scared me the most was Senegal. But I was like, if we get Senegal, we'll probably deal with them in the final. Football is a game played in 90 minutes. We'll find a way to beat them. So I had very, very high hopes for us. I thought we were going to win. And yeah, what were your expectations?
Yes, I echo your sentiments 100%. But I think I'll add on to the positive feeling we all had as a country. Like somehow it just felt like we all believed, or most people believed. Like from what I was seeing, there wasn't as much doubt as there has been in previous years. Also because we've managed to keep a really good record going into the AFCON. I think we hadn't lost a game, if I'm not mistaken. So we were like 22. If I'm okay, let me not speak stats, but I know that we had a long streak of like no losses. So it was looking good. Hugo Bruce had built a very strong foundation for us going in there. Um, like we really looked like a great team. Also coming off of the World Cup qualifiers, having qualified, Nigeria didn't qualify, we qualified. So it was like a big ego boost. Like I felt like we all really believed that we could take it. Um, Also, I think the fact that we are, if not the only, or yeah, the only team in the AFCON, or one of the only teams in the AFCON where all our players, or most of our players, like 90% of our players, play in the same league or in the same team, right? So the fact that we have that team chemistry, and the fact that all of us play like the same all the time, not the same, but we play together all the time rather, that for me gave me a lot of hope because I was like, these people, some of them don't even practice or come together like a week or 2 weeks before the tournament starts. So I'm like, we have a advantage because we really do believe in local is lekker, and the squad wasn't overloaded with a lot of international or South African players who play out in like international leagues or out leagues that are in Europe, because that's a trend we also see in previous AFCONs or previous tournaments where we choose people who play in European leagues because we think they're better and all that. That's a conversation we can get into in this episode. But I was feeling very confident. We have young players as well who were selected. Your Rele Mofokeng, very excited. Everyone was very excited about him. Um, your Mhaunkotas, your also the people who didn't get to play. Obviously, your um, I'm forgetting their names, but this is odd.
Chandre Campbell,
Yes,
and
Chandre
Tyler.
and Thailand Smith. Yeah. So those people as well, and having people that aren't like don't have a lot of caps, but they're coming in because we can see their form, in your Sipambules, just like really good belief. Like I felt like we had a lot of not just potential, but we really could put our money where our mouth is with the squad that we had. So I was feeling very expectant. And then it happened the way it happened.
Can,
What do you
can I
think
ask
went
you a
wrong?
question? Wait, can I ask you a question? Do you feel like they disappointed us?
No, I don't feel it's a disappointment. Um, Only because I can't point to what is wrong, right? Like personally, I feel like even if I can say maybe that last game that we lost, something was wrong in how we handled the game, I don't think that is a consistent enough reason across the games for me to be like, this is a real problem that has existed over time. So it must have been a problem. I feel like if it was a problem on that day, it was because it was a problem for that day, right? So I don't feel disappointed. I just feel sad. Like I feel sad and I sympathize with the boys. I don't know what to say in general about everything. Like, I really can't point to what I think should be done for us to get to do better in the World Cup. But I think I wouldn't drop the whole squad for the World Cup. Obviously, no one's going to do that. But I'm just saying, like, if anything, I would even go with the same people. Maybe just make a few adjustments. But I'm not disappointed. That's not the right word. No. Are you disappointed?
I won't say the team disappointed us, but our technical team disappointed us. I'm sorry. No, the technical staff disappointed us. Because I feel like there were so many games, right? Well, not so many. There were games that could have turned out differently if they had been approached a certain way. And that could only be answered by the technical team. So in a way, I just feel the technical team disappointed us. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Very strong words. Very strong words. Okay. Do you want to get into the specifics of what you mean? Like, do you want to maybe lay out what those different approaches could have been? Because I also feel like it's important for us to have these conversations, like not honest conversations. There's a running joke on Twitter. Whenever something goes wrong in football, we're having honest conversations. I don't think this is one of those, like, let's have honest conversations. But it's just, I think we just need to get our heads together. Not that they're going to listen to this or anything, but just as the nation, this is what we have to say and this is what we're thinking. So do you want to lay those out?
I'll only talk about one thing, right? The game against Egypt. Oh my goodness. I feel like he respected Egypt too much. Like he went into that game very scared. And you can see from the lineup that you are scared. You are scared. That's why you lined up like this. That's why you chose. I think that's the game where we played. Did we not play Mbata, Yaya, and Mokoena? I think we played all three. And then you could tell, no, we normally don't play these people. So we are Wasaba, basically. That's why you are playing them. And Egypt has no bite. Like Auna Neeks, like even like when you watch their AFCON campaign, they got to where they got by luck. Now say they got it by pure luck. They didn't deserve to get there. They didn't like deserve to get so far. So I feel like had we approached the Egypt game differently, it could have turned out way differently. I feel like the first 45, I think all of us, like with the people that I'd spoken to at the time, we had the same sentiments that we just wasted 45 minutes with those three midfielders. They could have not been there. So I feel like when I that game, I feel like that game messed me up because there was nothing. Like he could have literally not approached it defensively. And I actually feel like the game we played against Cameroon, even though we lost, was actually one of the best games that we've played. Um, Cameroon were not better than us. No, they were not better than us. It's just a matter of they took their chances, and unfortunately, football will reward people that take their chances. But they were not better than us. We could have easily won that game, but yeah, I digress.
I won't lie, that Cameroon game also let me set the context. So I wasn't watching at home. I usually love watching football by myself or like with one person who I know doesn't speak a lot, doesn't have a lot to say. I was watching it with my aunts, like all my aunts, my mom, and those are people who are not watching football on a daily basis, but they're going to watch the AFCON. And they're asking me, as the person who watches football, like, are we going to come back? Are we going to be okay? So naturally, I'm getting into a very stressful state of like, guys, I really just want to watch. I also don't know, but also I'm trying to like let them know we've got this. Like, let's just absorb pressure. We're gonna be fine. Like after this 45 minutes, I promise, South Africa, we're a country of second half. Like we'll literally be fine. And then in the second half, obviously, it just cascades down. Like everything just goes down. And I was very emotional in that game. Like I really wasn't watching to see the game for what it was. I think I just went red when I realized, yeah, time is ticking and we're out of the AFCON in the round of 16. So I think I will say, maybe I haven't watched it back, but if I watch it back, I can maybe say, um, possibly if it was the game, like the better game of all the games that we've played in terms of how we performed and how we showed up. But I really, yeah, I haven't healed. I'm a real example of somebody who really hasn't healed. Like it happened and I closed the chapter and it never looked back.
Heal first because you're gonna be hurt, and I think I would have been fine with the 2-0. The 2-1 hurts more. It hurts more because literally, I think Mahopa scored within the 80th minute or somewhere after that. And there was still that hope that, okay, guys, it's still some time, and at a time, maybe an equalizer will come. And then that equalizer doesn't come. And I'm like, why did you score? Because, when they get that one back, there's that hope that comes alive. You're like, okay, okay. And they look like they're hungry. They look like they wanted to go. I would have kept it at 2-0. That 2-1 hurts even more because no, man, like no, Cameroon were not better than us. Like Yahana, Cameroon were not better than us. That
You
game
know,
was for the taking.
I'll also say this because this is something I shared like with my on our WhatsApp statuses. I was like, guys, I have a lot to say. Then I wrote a whole paragraph on this. Because when I was watching, even in my emotional state, I just felt like, and this is in general, this is not just for that game. And people may disagree, but there was somebody who was like, I've been saying this. A friend of mine was like, I've been saying this. But I feel like, and this is maybe I shouldn't be scared to say this, but I'm scared now because I'm not somebody who's an athlete myself and I don't know how it is, whatever. But I feel like our athlete conditioning is not where it should be. Like half the time, for example, right? I'll make an example, and this is probably my favorite player. I don't know of time, but I like the first time I saw Rele play, I was like, no, I love this boy forever, you know? But I feel like, and there's nothing you can do about our physique. There's nothing we can do about the fact that we're just this way. Like this is who we are. This is our make, right? But I feel like as a Rele, if we had better conditioning, he can withstand the big people. Like Cameroon, not just Cameroon, like the West Africans, maybe not North Africans, and I think that's why we can really match up to the North Africans without, like, just by playing pure football, we match up with them because not that the conditioning is horrible, but because I think our physical make is kind of the same. Like we can survive against them, but stronger teams in terms of just their conditioning and their physique, we do struggle. Like I don't think we should have a problem where one of our best or one of like the people on the bench who have the most potential or who the country's looking to. And maybe that is a lot of pressure. And I love that we didn't pressure him a lot. But just to say, like, somebody like Rele should be better conditioned to be able to withstand the strength of the West Africans, and everybody who is strong. And we shouldn't be letting him go because he can't stand the strength of another team. Like, for me, that's just unacceptable in terms of conditioning. We need to do better, like from grassroots, like our rugby teams. Obviously, it's rugby and it's different, but the point I'm making, and it's not just in rugby, it's in other codes as well, how well conditioned the players are has a huge effect on their ability to not just perform, because your performance is not just tied to your conditioning, but also to like absorb pressure in games where it's really down to the smallest things, right? So I will say that I feel like our conditioning needs to be improved, but that's not something you can do before the World Cup, can you? Like, that's not something we change quickly. That's something that needs to be ingrained within our philosophy as a country in terms of how we develop players. We are a team. I mean, a country that loves the flair and just the beauty of football, the purity of it. We forget that other people are training for football, like they are soldiers. And yeah, I haven't been to a training before, so I can't really speak to what goes on there. But I just feel like conditioning needs to be better. We can't be we can't be a team that just people say to us we're just not strong enough for them. Like, no, that's something we can change. So yeah.
Yeah, but I also agree with it's possibly not it's probably not possible to change it before the World Cup. I mean, the World Cup is in a few months, right? There's not a lot of changes that is going to occur in such a short while. Even probably the squad that went is probably the squad that's going to go to the World Cup as well. But I do agree in a lot of things need to change. I also do want to say that maybe the personnel, like the players chosen, will also change, right? I feel like as a nation, sometimes we need to be honest that some players, I mean, yes, it was okay, one AFCON does not define them, but there are players that deserve maybe like a chance in the national team, right? I'm gonna speak about one player, right? And I'm not gonna bash another player or anything, but I personally feel like we needed to take a player like Ikram Reyners to this AFCON. For the life of me, I cannot understand why we left him at home. I cannot understand. Like, maybe, and some people will say he doesn't fit the the caliber of strikers that the coach wants. But I'm like, that man is a certified net eater. Like, put him there. Like, Bona, you don't need to worry. His numbers literally speak for him. I feel like personally, as Garabelo, I would take him as my starting striker. Like, starting, I would start him. But it's fine that he didn't go. I mean, I feel like there's no use crying now. But I do think that there are some departments that need to be looked at. Our striking department is, I don't want to say there's a cause for concern or anything, but I don't know what to say. I
I know,
don't
I
know
get
what
what you
to
mean.
yes, I don't know what to say, but I'm also a bit worried that I know, you're not gonna test out new players at AFCON, right? But I'm worried that we are taking players that we don't use. So what experience did they gain? Like, yes, we took Chandre there, but I feel like there were chances where we could have used him, even if it's for 15 minutes. We could have used Chandre. We didn't. And I'm like, okay, so why did we take Chandre? Right? Like, what is the thought behind that? It's fine. It's fine. People say, yeah, experience. But I feel like you don't really gain experience if you don't even get like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. 10 minutes, not a lot. It's literally 10 minutes. Maybe in a game against like a Zimbabwe where we know, okay, we've already sealed this win. Let's put him in. Let's see what he can do. But I think for the World Cup, I also wouldn't mind the same squad with maybe a few tweaks here and there. I feel like you know exactly who I don't want in that World Cup squad, but we're not gonna say it here.
No, I know it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I think besides like our expectations and how Vele it ended very badly. I can't lie. I feel like I don't want to use the word regressed because it's a bit too much. But from a team that ended third in the previous AFCON to now exit in the round of 16 was like, hey, wow, how did we get there? It kind of makes it like Elita Maboni, and you start thinking, okay, where did we go wrong? What can we fix? Because why Seretswa so soon? Yes, we made it past the group stages. Look, group stage, I think, okay, the match against Angola, I can't lie, I was scared. And I realized that was really the most important match. Because imagine if we hadn't won against Angola, what was going to happen against Zimbabwe? Zimbabwe that shows up against us. Yeah, that match against Zimbabwe. Haibo, Haibo. And I saw a poll. If you remember, there's this trend, and I don't know where they picked this up. But once we score a goal, they relax. Hey, but guys, why are you relaxing? Our players relax as if we won. And I'm like, hey, bro, there's no time to relax. And in that moment where we relax, we give them a chance to score. I think that's exactly what happened in the Angola game. And then it also happened in Zimbabwe. We were attacking, we relaxed. Zimbabwe goes and scores that beautiful goal against us. Abo. But yeah, let me not lose my train of thought. I was saying, I feel like there is problems. I can't pinpoint, but like I said, I feel like the technical team needs to work something out because we cannot go from third to exiting in the round of 16. That cannot happen. At least quarter final, we'll be like, okay, yeah, we pushed. Not just a drop like that. And even in the game, I felt like they could have been more. Like we literally could have gone. But now I can't lie, Nim. Can't lie. Don't kill me for saying this. Now that I see AFCON, I'm wondering how are we gonna handle the quarterfinals and the semi-finals? What? How are we gonna handle them going? Because yeah, the competition was tough this year. Competition was tight, and I just don't know how we're gonna handle it. Like I said in the beginning, the only team I feared was Senegal. I was like, Senegal is fine. We'll deal with them in the final. But before Senegal, we're gonna have to pass through Morocco. If I start speaking on Morocco, I won't finish because no, uh-uh. This AFCON. Let me tell you one thing, friend. Let me just go off. This AFCON had Morocco written over it. Did you see it?
No, I did.
It had
I did.
it had Morocco written and behind closed doors because the thing that confirmed was Morocco winning the Fair Play Award. Garaibo, they wanted to scoop all these awards because they thought what we're
Like
going to.
there's absolutely no way that Morocco wins their play. In what world?
Aibo, couldn't they give it to the team that's playing against them? They deserve. Bona, there's no way Morocco deserves.
Yeah. I think also like I obviously like in that for me really what was a problem especially for us, and I this will link to everything else in the tournament as well, is the officiating in that Egypt game, right? That was not a penalty, right? And I think from then on, that red card as well, all the domino effects that happened in that game, for me, really, really ruined our not our chances, but I think it ruined that game. And had we done better in that game, I feel like it does add a bit of momentum and a little bit of something to take us, forward, especially also in how our mentality is when we are approaching such things. The officiating, guys. I don't like everyone has said this and people have spoken about it. It keeps being spoken about in Africa, like that the officiating is bad. We have VAR in our tournaments now, but the officiating is still bad. Like what needs to be done for the officiating to just be, I don't even know if it's officiating or if it's how we feel about the officiating, like the politics that are surrounding us as well. But
It's
it's just
definitely the
what is
officiating.
going on?
And the problem is the officiating turns to favor a certain demographic. There's a certain demographic. It is always working for them. You will get a penalty out of nothing, and then a penalty against you. They will act like they don't see it. They won't even go and check it. A goal against you will be ruled out. They won't even go and check on the monitor or ask for a check to see, was I right in ruling that goal out. And they think that we won't pick this trend up. Guys, it was so easy to pick up. Morocco got the first opening game, the opening game.
Fika nje.
Sifika nje, Brahim is fishing for a penalty. Thank goodness he missed that penalty. Imagine if he had scored. Like, why would you do that?
No. Maybe maybe the African football gods are North African, guys.
No, they're not. Because if they were North African, Morocco would have won the final, and they didn't.
Yo, that final also, like, there's a lot of, I think Papa Theo has been suspended, right? For 2 years and fined or something. And this was your favorite coach at the AFCON, right?
Yeah.
No, guys. That I don't know. What do you have to say about the final?
First of all, I'm happy that Morocco did not win the final. I do not want Morocco to win the final. Again, terrible officiating, ruined a beautiful final. Right? The competition was tight between both teams, which is why both went so long without a goal. Right? It was tight. Like they were fighting. You'd find moments where you feel like, okay, Senegal, a goal is coming, and then next thing you feel like, okay, Morocco is gonna score. One thing I will say again, like we said, the officiating, that disallowed goal was a legitimate goal. It was a legitimate goal. Guy, I don't. Anyone can fight me, but that goal was legitimate because when you look at what is being called as a foul on Hakimi, that is not a foul. There's no way you're gonna convince me that's a foul. And then I will question. You said you didn't give the goal. Why didn't you go check that foul? Because you can go check. Why didn't you go check to see? Okay, was what I called a foul, and was it a foul? Like what happened? Before I go, I just remembered something. You'll forgive me. My mind runs. Do you remember? A game against Egypt. We had a penalty check, right? They were checking a penalty for us. Prior to the penalty check, we were given a free kick, right? Okay, they gave us a free kick. Okay, then they was checking if it was inside the box or not. Okay, sharp. Now you've determined it's not a penalty. How does the free kick then go to Egypt now?
Dude. It was
Did
just
like
crazy.
how does like where did our free kick go? Because okay, you gave us a free kick, but then you were just checking if it's a penalty. How did we lose that free kick? I'm so confused. I'm still confused to this day. Like, what happened? But okay,
No,
let me go
it's
back.
definitely bizarre.
Exactly. Let me go back to the final. He did not go check. Okay, fine. The penalty incident. I've never seen someone fight for a penalty like Brahim Diaz in my life. And I actually wondered the way he fought. Like, wasn't he gonna get booked? Hey, Pella, that man fought. Hey, will won it. He fought like I didn't even understand why you fighting for because we didn't see the incident. We didn't see what happened. Hey, Baba, this man is like it felt like he was literally shouting at the referee, saying, "You are stopping this game now. You are going to check now." And I'm like, "Hey, bro, what's going on?" And then when I looked at the incident, I'm like, "Oh my goodness, they are gonna give this penalty." And the person who conceded has been having such a wonderful AFCON. They cannot do this to my league. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're going to give this penalty. We waited for how long? Long, long, long. Then finally, they gave the penalty. A part of me, small part of me, ne? I wanted Senegal to walk off. I wanted them to walk off. Like, Bazamai, so Morocco can stay and play alone and realize, you guys are not good people. Listen, and I think in them walking off, it was not just related to the penalty incident, but prior to the final, there had been complaints about so many things, like against Morocco that their training facilities, they're close to theirs, if I'm not mistaken. They were just, the conditions that they were in were quite terrible. And I also read, I'm not sure how accurate this is, but some of the players fell sick before and after the final. So it's a thing of, what tactics were being played. So I think the pile up of that, and just how their goal was legitimate, and they felt like probably the goal could have been checked, and now they are conceding a penalty in the dying minutes of the game. They're just like, ah, we're fed up. This officiating is horrible. Plus, we've not been treated well. Let's go. I am, however, glad that they did stay behind and they played, because Omunyopoti thought he's going to be smart. Again, friend, do you believe that he purposefully missed?
No, I think he. Oh man, I mean it's up and down, but I don't think he would have missed given how hard he fought for the penalty. He was trying to play a tito on the goalkeeper, which didn't work. He needs to come get lessons from our very own. But I don't think it was on purpose. I think he was trying to put it in the middle, which it's fine. Like as a strategy, sure, because then the goalkeeper doesn't know where you're gonna go, and it's been a very like it's a heated 15 minutes. Everyone just wants to go on with the game, but also you're trying to keep yourself calm because it's been 15 minutes of just upheaval. Like, what is going on? So I don't think it was intentional. I mean, the kick was intentional in terms of how he did it. There's a word for it. I just can't pronounce it. But yeah, I don't think I think he really wanted to score, but in a very fashionable way.
Oh, you're looking for Panenka.
Yes, a Panenka.
Yes. Because people are trying to convince us that in those moments where Mane and them were having a discussion, it was agreed that okay, it's fine, guys. Morocco will miss. I'm like, no, you guys are lying. That man did not fight for that penalty just to go miss it. He did not fight to miss an opportunity. I mean, their country haven't won in what, 50 years. He did not miss that opportunity. And imagine it's all on your shoulders. One, you're about to become the highest scoring player in the AFCON for your country. You're about to bring glory to your nation. And you're about to dunk on one of the best teams in this year's current AFCON. And you're gonna miss it on purpose. No, I agree with Unawatla. He wanted to be flashy about it, but he failed. And if he was, if he purposefully missed, why was he crying so much? Fella, that man was crying, cried. Even when he fetched his golden boot, he was crying. So I don't think he missed purposefully. I'm glad he missed. The football gods were on our side. Morocco was never going to win, not with that cheating. I'm glad he missed, and I'm glad that the better team won. Senegal deserved to win. I think from the beginning, like I said, I was scared of them because they were good on paper. They were good on paper. They had a really good squad, but they were also good on the field. And they have depth that's so crazy. Do you actually know Kimang Pape Matesa, the one from Spurs? He played like one game. Guys, you know how good you are to have Pape Matesa on your bench? Like, he didn't play, but he's on your bench. Like, you mean you have that in your squad? You have players like Mbaye, you have Iliman Diaye, you have Sadio Mane, you have Koulibaly, there's this, what's his name? I think it's Diata, the one who got injured just before the final. He had been so good for them. And then in your replacement, even the guy that came in on the day of the final, I think Mamadou Sa, it was his first game, but you couldn't even tell that he's playing for the first time. You couldn't even tell. He's even 20, if I'm not mistaken. He was just so good. I feel like Senegal were good in all departments. I don't think there's a department they lacked in. I'm happy that they won. Finally, a team that's good on paper actually won. They did not crash out anyway. They actually won. And I'm sad that it had to happen this way because now there's drama around it. There's controversy. People are saying it's an ugly win. What? It's not an ugly win. For me, it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful that someone who tried to cheat their way did not cheat their way. So yeah, that's how I felt about it. I don't know how you felt about it.
First of all, that was not the final of my dreams. I wouldn't have had I wouldn't have had Morocco in the final. Obviously, there was a very strong possibility that they were going to be in the final because they're the host nation. You wanted to go that way, it's a fairy tale ending for them. But I really wanted to see Nigeria play Senegal in the final. Like I was betting almost everything that the Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman duo was going to like take it, you know. I think that they really played phenomenally. My coach of the tournament was the Nigerian coach. He did a phenomenal job, like from the, you know, not having the dignity of going to the World Cup a few months ago, and then now you get to play in the AFCON and you come out like that. I mean, it is the mighty Nigeria, so they will always show up. But I think just in the general context of how it looked in terms of which teams looked really great and looked like they were gonna take it all. Nigeria was definitely part of them, definitely in the top three. I think it's very how it looks currently in terms of who has the gold, who has the silver, and who has the bronze. We definitely like it. It's very true of what happened in the tournament. Yeah, I did want Nigeria to take it. Very un-South African of me, given the beef that we have as countries. But yeah, I would have definitely preferred a Senegal Nigeria final. It would have been beautiful. Like I feel like there also wouldn't have been as bad of, you know, the kind of treatment that Morocco was just doing all over the tournament, not just in that game. So, yeah, in terms of how it ended, though, very glad Senegal won. They're a very good team, solid team. Like this is the solidest. That's not a word, but it's a truly solid team. It's like a France of Africa. Like just that's just how solid they are. You can't move them. You really just have to put your best foot forward and hope for the best. And Morocco couldn't put their best foot forward. They knew this. This is why I think they acted the way that they did. Um, yeah, but do I think it's a horrible, you know, like picture of Africa that was painted, a horrible picture of African football with Senegal walking out? No, I think that is a true representation of usually how most teams feel against North African teams and the hostility that is still there. Like these are politics that are above me in age and just in how strong they are, how deeply rooted they are in our country. In our continent. So I'm very happy that Senegal won and good on Papa Theo. That's you. That's how you do it. That's how you like you make sure that you stand your ground. And this is Senegal. Like you can't do that against Senegal. I don't care that it's in your country. Yeah. So at the end of the day, justice won and I'm truly happy about that. But we're nearing an hour mark now, and I know that a lot of crazy things happen in AFCON. So yeah, I think we should talk about the unhinged things that were happening in the tournament.
Yeah, because there was a lot. Like, what is AFCON without drama? Guys, we're Africans for a reason. There will always be drama surrounding it. So, this is what I'm going to do now. I have a couple of moments, things that happened. So, I want you to rank them, but you're going to rank them blindly. I'm going to just
Okay.
give you one thing that happened, and you're just going to give me a ranking. Because I think I have seven. I have seven things that happened that stood out to me. So we're gonna talk about them and then you're gonna just randomly put them. I know you don't know what I have, right? So we're gonna do them
Yeah.
random, right? Cool. So I'm gonna start with what was the funniest thing to me. Before the AFCON started, right? Samuel Eto'o fired Mark Price, right? And he got a new coach. Got a new coach in David Pago. Fine. David Pago chose his AFCON squad. Mike Bryce then said, Samuel Eto'o did not hire me. I'm also going to Morocco. So Cameroon had two squads before AFCON started. Every coach had their squad. And they were like, yeah, I'm going to AFCON. Oh, I'm also going to AFCON. But yeah, in the end, yeah, only one team went, and that was David Pago's team. But I thought it was so crazy that two squads, one nation. Like, what's gonna happen?
And also Vincent Abubakar wasn't in the final squad, right?
And Onana, Andre Onana was not in the squad. So
You know. For that, that is crazy. I think I want to put it at 3 because how what? There's just no way. Also, like we haven't even started, but there's already drama. No, that's unhinged. Like, no, no, Ivory Coast. That's a solid 3. Like 3 out of 7, definitely.
All right. So we'll put that at number 3. Next, we have Gabon. Gabon. Gabon did not win at this AFCON, right? They did not win. So after their exit, the government decided to suspend the national team. After suspending, they fired the entire coaching staff, and then
What?
they fired the entire coaching staff. Then they banned Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Bruno Manga from ever being called or selected for the national team.
No, that is crazy.
How does a whole government ban your national team?
Yes, because then who's gonna be the national team if we were banned? Like, what? You're throwing your toys around and you're a government.
Exactly. And won't FIFA sanction them? Because what do you mean a national team is banned?
That is bitter. But I feel like there's worse that can happen. So I'm gonna put it at 4 because it's still crazy. Definitely in the top 5, but I'll put it at 4.
Yeah, we'll put that at 4. All right, let's go on to the next one. Next, we have a fight between Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman. I know you saw that fight. They were playing against Morocco. No, not Morocco. What is this? Mozambique. And Lookman did not pass. And brother Osimhen was not happy that he did not pass. But I don't understand, brother. Why are you mad? Because you already had a goal in that game. And then apparently, allegedly, after like that altercation with Lookman, he asked to be subbed off, and he didn't even celebrate with them afterwards.
Ish, this one is tough because,
It's a
like,
team you
I
like.
really was. Yeah, this is the team I liked. This is a duo I liked. I kept saying duo, but I knew it was the vibes weren't united at all. But I think because they perform solidly. Like I understand if you're gonna get mad at me for not passing you because it's affecting your performance. Like let's fight about good things. So yeah, I'll put that at 6 because I feel like that's still crazy. Like let's not fight. You're a great duo. Let's not do that. So I'll put it at 6.
Right. We'll put that at 6. Then we move on to. I put this as a crazy moment. Brahim Diaz deciding to take a Panenka at that moment.
No, that's crazy.
There's so many ways you could have chosen to take that penalty, and you chose that one, and you failed. Ka high grade. And I think he has done it before because I saw clips of him doing it while he was still representing Spain and he scored, but then now he didn't. So I'm going to put that at that specific moment. Choosing to do a Panenka is insane to me. It does not make sense.
No, truly. Um, but I think in the great honor of Tito Masangani, like I can see he was trying to model somebody who did it properly. Like it's not that crazy if I'm thinking about it correctly. Okay, which spots are open? 7 is open. 5, I think, is open. 2 and 1. Okay. Yeah, I think but that could have been the goal, the match winning, tournament winning. Let's put it at 2 because
Exactly.
that's crazy. You didn't execute.
It properly, and you could have been the first. You could have brought joy to your nation, man, but you didn't.
You could have made Tito proud. You could have made Tito proud.
All right, so we're
Yeah,
putting that at
2.
number 2, right?
Yeah,
Then so that means we have 1, 5, and 7 open, right?
yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna put in Tunisia. Tunisia got knocked out of the round of 16, right? Round of 16, brother, they did not even wait for the noise to die down. They fired their coach. They fired the coach. Mind you, this is a coach that qualified them for the World Cup without a defeat.
Wait,
without a defeat.
so
He qualified for the World
he
Cup.
was he
He
was
didn't
fired
lose.
before he got on the bus to go out
He,
of the
he was
stadium or
fired.
to go to the airport.
And then the next day, the next morning, they just or communication was already announced just to say we've made it final. He's out.
That's crazy.
Within a few days, they had a replacement.
That's crazy because you broke up with me on the phone, basically. You didn't want to see me in person. That's insane. That has to be at 5 because it can't be 7. That's not the least craziest thing that happened. So I'm gonna put it at 5.
All right, we'll put in that at 5. Then we have the funniest thing, the craziest thing that could ever happen. Morocco deciding that they don't have enough supply of towels. They
Yo,
don't have enough. So they're going to steal from Stanley Nawali. They're going to even
yo,
steal from Edward Mendy. And they were so serious about it.
guys, all the hotels are yours. They are your countries. Any shop that people can go to for towels. Like you could have bought all the towels in the world because this is our country. If we're gonna have a shortage of towels for them to use, let's tell the shops not to sell towels. And then you choose to do that. You run around, you like run after men for towels. That is number one.
Exactly.
That is I am appalled. That is embarrassing.
It,
Please.
it doesn't make sense. Like, why? Like, does that, like, I want to know, like, when they sit down and they reflect, did they think that thing was okay to do? And I saw a video, a clip, I think, of one of the Moroccan players who was involved in that speaking to Mendy, and they're alluding that he was asking for forgiveness or whatever. But it's stupid, guys. Why are you taking my towel for?
That is crazy. Like I think someone tried to justify it by saying they're trying to make the goalkeeper's hands sweaty or whatever. So it's still they're thinking within the game kind of thing. But that's unacceptable. That's like no. I actually have no words for it.
It
That's number
is.
one.
No. All right.
So
Now,
the last spot is the 7th. It's here.
yes. Okay. So now we'll do the final one.
Mm.
So the final one is after Cameroon lost against Morocco in the quarterfinal. Chief President of Cameroon football, Samuel Eto'o, decided to start fighting. So he was complaining about the officiating that was happening in the game. He was fighting there where he was sitting. But now he started addressing this fight to the CAF president, Dr. Motsepe. To a point that I think after the altercation, he was given a 4-match ban. And I think Doctor did speak to him and be like, relax. Yes, ukwatile mara. Put down.
What a crash out of a man.
Imagine, like, to a point where you even fight your own federation's president, like Omolanda.
He's such a crash out. And it's fine. Like, I feel like 7 suited because how many times must we rank how crazy Samuel Eto'o can be, guys? He already holds a spot in this top 7. It's okay. It's okay. Like, I feel like it's giving diva tendencies now. Like, no, all respect to Samuel Eto'o as a person, I never want to be one of those people. But I think it's a bit much. Like, the crashing out is just over the top now. So it's fine. Yeah, we'll leave it at 7. I think I'm happy with this list. It's a solid one.
It is. So just to recap, so like this is how we're ranking the AFCON moments. Number 7, we have Eto deciding to fight. And then number 6, we have the fight that Osimhen and Lukman had. Number 5, we have Tunisia firing their coach before he even got to the showers. Number 4, we have Gabon deciding to suspend the national team just because they did not win and banning some of the most important players in that team, mind you. Then number 3, we have Cameroon again. Because if they decided to fire someone, they had 2 squads for this AFCON. Number 2, we have Brahim Diaz deciding that I'm going to be smart and take a panenka at the most important point of the final and then missing it. And then number 1, we have Morocco deciding that they want to do towel shopping from Stanley Nabali and Edward Mendy. Yeah, it's a very solid list. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we are a crazy
Yeah,
bunch
but
of people.
yeah, very. All right. So in closing, I'm gonna ask you for two things. One moment that stood out for you this entire AFCON campaign, and two, one player that stood out for you. Can be more than one, but it's fine if it's just one player.
So I think for a moment of the not the week, we've been doing moment of the week for every week of the AFCON. I'm so used to it. But moment of the tournament, the one that stands out for me, and I really enjoyed this game, is the game with Cameroon and Ivory Coast, and the Elephants having come back from, I think, 2 goals down to then winning it with 3-2. That was beautiful. Like, I love a good comeback. I know, obviously, people in Ivory Coast are watching the game with ambulances, outside because they always were coming back. And it was weird because, you are defending champions and what's this? But I think it was just beautiful to see that it's really never over. Like, there is no time in that 90 minutes. If you still have some minutes on that clock, like, you can do something with it. So I really think Ivory Coast embodied that for me. Like, they never, ever, ever gave up. So I really enjoyed that. That stands out as my favorite moment. And then player of the tournament, or somebody that I really enjoyed, has to be Ademola Lookman. Um, I really enjoy his playmaking. Yes, I've been singing his song since the first day. I was like, this is good. Like, this is really good. Just the link up play, his playmaking, like, he was on form. He was on fire. Like, he looked very good. I don't think Nigeria do what they do without him in that in this tournament. Like, he really pulled up. So has to be one of the standouts. Yeah, I won't. I mean, obviously, Ibrahim Diaz is one of them who stood out as well, but because of my beef with Morocco, and I really wasn't paying attention to the campaign, I won't lie. But yeah, it has to be him. I can't say Victor again because I feel like we've also seen better from him in that we expect more. But I think I'll take it back to Bafana Bafana, and I'll say, like, I know he didn't really shine like that, but we really, really, really not underestimate, but we don't appreciate as much as we should. Kuliso Modau, guys. Sailor is out of this world. Like, I mean, obviously, you need a balanced defense, and you always need a defense that shows up really well. But I think for me, that's the one player I would never, ever, ever go without. Like, if they're saying at the World Cup you're only keeping one player, that's the player I'm keeping. Um, that right back is properly taken care of. So I think those are the two. And yeah, like, I love a player who always delivers. Like, we expect greatness from them and they will deliver without a fail. So yeah, I think those are my two. Yeah.
And those are proper moments. And I knew before I even asked, I knew you're gonna say Ademola Lookman, but I just had to ask so that people can also hear. Because now I know it's Lookman. But I think for me, the moment, hey guys, also Napoli scoring our first goal for this AFCON, that was a highlight for me because I feel like Ozwin has been somebody who's been playing so well. Even outside of the national team, he has been grinding and he has been playing so well. And for him to be the first person to score a goal for us at such a big tournament, now I was happy for him. I can't lie. I was like, yes, it's a player from my club. I'm sorry. Yes, clubism is not allowed. We don't promote that. But I was happy that he scored. And I think for me, the player has to be there's two players. One, I really liked Amad Diallo this AFCON. Yeah, I think my eyes have opened. I normally don't look at Ahmad because he plays for Man United and I don't like Man United. But I've found a player that I like. Ahmad is that player. I feel like he was so important for that Ivory Coast team. He did so well. I'm so proud of him. I feel like had Ivory Coast gone far in the tournament, I could have easily said he's the player of the tournament. Ahmad really played well. So that is a player that stood out for me. But also, I said this after Senegal won. Idrissa Gana Gay. I love a midfielder that is good. Idrissa Gana Gay was so important for that Senegalese team. He's such a fighter. He's Literally, you can ask him to go to war and he'll go. I feel like he was so good for them and so essential. So he's also a player that I really, really like. So I liked Idrissa and I also liked Ahmad.
I love that. I feel like you also like you really paid attention to all the players. You didn't just choose like the shiny ones who had like, the best statistics or whatever. So I always enjoy that. Like I always like how your perspective on the game and how you're able to pick out when a player is really performing well, like without needing a lot of things to confirm it. So I enjoy that. I love that. I was thinking you're gonna go Brahim Diaz as well. But obviously we've discussed him so much here and everything and Morocco, boo. So I get it. But yeah, I also think he really carried them, hey? Like
He
he
did.
carried
This
them.
AFCON, you remember I said this AFCON has it's the Brahim show. Like he was literally showing up. He scored, I think, in almost every game that he played, probably just not the final and just one other game. And I think Morocco scored 9 goals and he scored 5. So he was literally carrying them. It was his show, which is why I think what he did in the final was so stupid. Like Udomo, like why would you do that? But thank you for doing that because your team did not win. Yeah, boss.
At least he gets to say he did something. He tried. Like he gets to say, I carried the team. My back was aching at the last stretch. But yeah. Friend, I really enjoyed this episode. I feel like I played with other kids. You know when they say like, "Oh, I'm going out to play with other kids." This is me playing with other kids. Like we really, it was so fun. Like I was having the most fun. Honestly,
Like even I didn't even realize that we've reached an hour mark. I thought we've been talking for like 20 minutes because it doesn't feel like it's been long.
yeah, we definitely have to keep our eyes on the clock because I see us growing further into your 2 hours. Like, so we promise, guys, we're gonna keep it under an hour. I think we'll try, but I hope you also enjoyed the conversations as well and that you have a lot to say. If you want to get back, and give us your feedback, you can always send us an email. Let's keep the community going. If you don't have people that you want to speak about like your crazy takes with, we're there for you. We're here for you and we really want to hear what you have to say, not just about football. We know that this episode was quite football centric, but yeah, you're gonna see as we go along that we really have vast interest and anyone can find a home in us. So yeah.
And not just a home, you have friends in us. We accept all takes, even the craziest we accept. No take is unaccepted here. I mean, yonke insipho iyawasha, we're taking everything. But yeah, this has been our first episode. We really hope that you enjoyed it, and yeah, comment, give us some feedback. We'll be waiting to listen until we meet on the next one. I think it's bye for now.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone.